Welcome to the Obsessed with Real Estate show. I am your host, Alana George, and I am obsessed with real estate. This is a solo episode. I just wanted to give the listeners an update. I did have the baby on 4/20, and that is hilarious. And I've now recorded one interview, and I was about to have a second interview today, but I got stood up. The interviewee never showed up. And so now I'm all dressed up with nowhere to go. So I did reach out to her. She had an emergency come up with her kid. That's fine. But I don't want this hair and makeup to go to waste. So this is a solo episode, just giving you a bit of an update. Yes, I had the baby, which is super exciting. Little 7 pounds, 4 ounces nugget came super fast. And so again, if you want to see pictures or video of him, not of the labor, but of him, go to my Instagram at Alana George _real estate. Check that out. But I also haven't given any updates on my personal portfolio in a long time. So not a lot has happened, but I did just have my first midterm rental tenant move out. So that was a bit wild. She booked for like 4.5 months. So that has been pretty chill. She was a really great tenant and gave me a lot of feedback as far as when I needed to fix or update something or something wasn't in the unit that should be right. She was super understanding. We'll see if she leaves me a good review though, because she did have a bit of issues with the other tenants in the building, as well as some neighbors. I didn't realize that the parking spot for the unit is only compatible with compact sized cars. And she showed up to this tiny efficiency 1-bedroom unit that's tiny with like a navigator or an Escalade or something, and it didn't fit. So she had to find parking elsewhere, and there wasn't a lot of great parking there. And so she ended up finding a spot, but when the neighbors was complaining, it was like a whole thing. And I feel bad. I feel like that was really frustrating for her. And again, these are things I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming at all. I had no problem parking there with my Jeep. But yeah, and then some other issues, laundry issues, and heat and cold issues. So she seems really grateful and sweet, but again, who knows what that review is going to look like. There was significantly more amount of work for this midterm rental than my 3 long terms that are in the same property combined. It almost made me want to say F it to midterm rentals altogether, albeit that the money is great. This unit, when I took over, when I bought the building, it was renting for $521 a month, which is super cheap. But again, it's a very small, uneven floors. I updated it. So, and now furnished and as a midterm rental, I'm renting it out for $1,100 a month, and it's been pretty steady. Right. So this was my first tenant that was there for like 4.5 or 5.5 months. And now I have 2 more tenants lined up with a potential third one that's going to roll into next year. So it's pretty booked. Like, I think there's only like a few weeks of the month where it's vacant. And so money wise, yeah, it's great. Work wise, it's been a lot. Hopefully this is like a first tenant thing, a first year thing of putting so much into it, and hopefully it will perform by itself and be a little bit easier to manage moving forward. But that's the update on that. That's the update on that. As far as any other acquisitions, I haven't bought anything this year. I did just sell a lot of houses, so maybe I will start looking for something new. I don't know what yet, besides another small to medium multi-unit in the same area, probably. I did do another syndication deal in the Cleveland area this year, and that was really fun. Great team that I'm working with in Shaker Heights area of Cleveland. And that was another 66 units. So a total of now between the two, what's 66 plus 66? That's how many units I have under management. And It's going well. Again, if you are interested in learning about or investing in syndications, feel free to go to my website, clearconnectioncapital.com, or send me a message on Instagram. That works too. If this is something that you want to learn about, you get into, or just passively invest in, connect with me. Let's chat about it. Obviously, I always like talking about real estate, so don't ever be shy to ask me about something. I love talking about real estate. So, yes. Other updates, basically, so I had Barrett, my son, on a Thursday, and the following Monday, my VA put in her 2 weeks. So, it's like Monday or Tuesday. That was unfortunate. I don't know if she was anticipating that I was taking maternity leave or not. That would have been a good time, but I'm not taking maternity leave. I just decided that it was worth it just to keep working, right? You have to, what's the saying? Make hay while the sun's shining. I don't know what the saying is, but with real estate, I had transactions. It's spring, so I couldn't just stop working. I definitely set up the team to take over. As soon as I went into labor, everything was transitioned smoothly. It was fine, but I still have more listings coming up. I can still record the show. There's no reason for me to take time off. And this is something that I wanted to address as well. I might post something about it on my Instagram, but I feel like not taking time off actually helped me mentally this time when I had my second child. When I had my first, it was during the winter, so real estate was slow anyway. And then COVID hit, but I wasn't working. I didn't have the show. I didn't have Clear Connection Capital. So there wasn't very much structure in my days, and they all just blended together. And I didn't shower. I didn't leave the house. It was kind of a postpartum depression that I fell into of just being a mom. And that's not to say there's anything bad with just being a mom, but I mean, when I'm just nursing and sleeping and eating and nursing and sleeping and eating, it gets really depressing. It's really easy to get into a depresso cycle. And this time, actually having a reason to get up and get out of bed, put makeup on, take showers, right? I feel like for my mental health, it's been a world of a difference. So I don't think that I could have gone back to work right away if this was a 9 to 5 job. I'm definitely taking it easy, but not taking my foot off the gas, because this is what's actually helping me. And I'm really blessed to have my mom's support. She comes and stays with us 5 days a week. So, or she has since the baby was born. And so that's been really helpful to even just have somebody else change the diapers, grab me a quick bite to eat or something. That's been really helpful. I saw on Instagram recently, somebody had posted like the ultimate parenting hack is to live close to your parents. Live close to your family so you have help. And I just think that's so true. And that's one of the reasons why I moved back to the area from Los Angeles when I was living there, because I knew this was the general direction that my life was going. I was planning ahead. Hey, I'm going to eventually have kids. I need to be close to my family because I can't do this by myself, right? They say it takes a village, and that is so true. So enough baby talk. I know I keep circling back to it, but I brought that up because I've been interviewing for a new virtual assistant, right? I have gone through 9 or 10 interviews now, and I'm anticipating to schedule about 3 more this week. So initially I was a bit saddened. I've had Roxanne, my virtual assistant, work for me for 2.5, maybe 3 years, and we've gotten really close. She knows my systems. It's really easy. So I've gotten really comfortable. But now that I've been reviewing applications for a new virtual assistant, I feel like a spark has been lit, because there's a lot more skills and abilities that I hadn't even thought about delegating out, which includes stuff that's on my plate that I'm doing that I have the potential to delegate out, or growth in a new direction that they're able to provide me assistance with. So that's been really eye-opening and really gotten my wheels turning about where I want my business to go, where I want the podcast to go, real estate investing, right? I know a lot of investors that use VAs to deal source, to do cold calls, to do text messages, emails, to help them find deals, and they're doing it successfully. So that's not even an avenue I've explored yet, but seeing these resumes come through saying that they have the ability to do that has been like very tempting, right? Like, oh, I could buy a lot more real estate if I delegated this. At this moment, it feels like that's not something I can do because I only have so much time, but the possibilities are opening, or even using them if I wanted to find additional deals for real estate sales. Anyways, so I just wanted to say that what initially felt like a blow, right, to my business could actually end up being like a key to unlocking more, right, for more growth, for more freedom, time freedom for me. And I'm really excited to buy it. So like I said, I interviewed almost 10 days so far. And what I have found is there are solo entrepreneur VAs, right? Which is like what I was using with Roxanne. It's a one-person team. And in the US, or not necessarily, I think they have some overseas, but that's primarily who I was interviewing. So solo VA-preneurs, right? And then there are US-based larger companies that employ many VAs, right? So they kind of match you and you can expand and get a second one or an expert in a different field. Very supportive. I interviewed a couple companies that did that. They offer also coaching and this and that. So that was pretty cool. Very robust systems. And then there was VA staffing agencies, which find you more so somebody in the Philippines. To be honest, that seems where all of the overseas VAs are, in the Philippines. And actually, whenever I told somebody that I had a VA, they always assumed that they were in the Philippines. And I'm like, no, Philadelphia, close, but not the same. So I have interviewed all of them. Price-wise is all over the map. Obviously, the Philippines are the cheapest, and then some of the robust US-based companies are the most expensive. The terms vary dramatically, not just price, but like contract terms as well as hours, minimum hours, right? With real estate sales, sometimes I have a lot of hours, I have a lot of listings and sales, and sometimes it's closer to zero. So finding somebody or a company that was flexible was really important to me, and not just a flat fee. So I'm getting really close. I found a really great company. It's actually one of the staffing agencies, but I spoke directly to the founder, and she's an amazing woman and business owner, real estate investor. Her name is Mary, and I'm actually having her on the show here shortly to answer everybody's VA questions, particularly hiring in the Philippines. And I think it's going to be a really great episode. She is amazing and has so much to offer and so much insight on hiring a VA. And this is how she's built her business as well, her businesses, I should say. So stay tuned for that episode with Mary. And I have a lot of great episodes coming up, and I'm excited to publish them. I cannot wait to get a VA to help me with that on the back end again. Hopefully we'll be rocking and rolling soon. Thanks for listening. And I am looking forward to our future episodes. Hopefully I won't have to nurse Barrett in the middle of them, but the show must go on. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it, like, subscribe, support the show for more content like this. And if you are so inclined, I'd love a 5-star review. It'll help me in the algorithm and reach more people. That would be wonderful. If you'd like to connect with the show, feel free to go to the website, obsessedwithrealestateshow.com, where you can find all of the resources, all the book recommendations, links to those, as well as submit to be a guest on the show. You can find me on Instagram,
follow and reach out at AlanaGeorge_real estate. I'd love if you reached out and said hello. As well as if you are interested in syndications, my website, clearconnectioncapital.com, has a lot of information on what syndications are, why they're beneficial as real estate investments. So check that out. I will see you on the next episode.